Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we catch up with our coaches here on Thousand Saints Week. And joining us is our women's basketball coach, Collin Lanam. And Collin, one-on-one week last week on the road, finally finishing up the road trip. But a great win over at UIndy. They year in and year out have a very good team, and we came in and did everything we needed to do to get a big road victory last Thursday.
Yeah, it was a very physical game for us, which is a little bit different for the GLVC. Usually it's a little bit cleaner play, and so it was kind of an interesting dynamic to see how our team would react to that. We're not exactly the most physically imposing team, so to see us play against some bigger kids, bang around a little bit, and be able to still do what we do was great to see, especially as we continue to go on deeper into conference play and into the conference tournament here in a couple weeks. So just really proud of the girls' resiliency. I think in years past there might have been some opportunity for us to hang our heads. We were always in control, but it never felt like we could break away until the end. I felt like we were sitting at 8-10 points the entire night, and so it was good to see our confidence never swayed. We knew we were in control. It was just waiting for that time to come for us to go on our last run and kind of pull things out there late in the second half.
Well, and I think too is that leadership, that veteran leadership really kind of kept you guys going in the right direction, especially Thursday night. There was a couple times Indy was trying to make a little bit of a push, but our ladies did a terrific job in weathering the storm. And once again, I think a lot of that has to do with the leadership.
Yeah, and we did some good things defensively.
Yeah.
We made some adjustments. We've got to be better to be contenders on the defensive end. And so, we made some adjustments at halftime. Those worked out in our favor. And so, got to credit, obviously, the upperclassmen. They came in with the confidence that, when we have the confidence, I think there's no team that we can't beat or compete with worst case scenario. So to see our kids come out and play with that kind of confidence, it's contagious. So, when you got a few kids that kind of have that confidence and swagger about them, it trickles down to the underclassmen. I think, when we have those moments, our whole team is above the clouds.
No doubt about it. This week, big week for us, S&T and Drury. We'll talk about that in a second, but you've been here as long as I have, Thousand Saints Night. It doesn't get any better than what we do, with raising money for Kids Rock Cancer. How important is it for you and your team to be a part of this terrific evening of basketball and fundraising?
I think it's just a great reminder that there's more to life than basketball, and that there are bigger things that we're doing this for. And we try to illustrate that within our program throughout the year, that it's not about wins and losses and national championships. It's about where these kids are going to be when they graduate and move on into the real world. And so this is a humbling moment. It's we complain about the things that we have going on in our daily lives, and we see these children coming out who are literally struggling for their lives at times. And so, it's very eye-opening, very humbling, very awakening. And it's a great sense that we can come out, do what we do, and help facilitate a great fundraiser and hopefully bring out some money to continue to fight for the cure.
I know a lot of times you guys don't get a chance to see, but, every halftime when we do Thousand Saints, I get emotional because to see those, performers go out there with everything that they go through, it really makes you put a different perspective on a lot of different things in life. Yeah, and it's kind of a comforting time as well. We've had some members of the team going through some tough things in their personal lives as well. So, it just goes to show that they're not alone, that they're not by themselves. And for us to be able to be here and support these kids and their families as they go through a fight that they shouldn't have to go through at this age, it's just nice to be a support system for them and to hopefully bring one night of joy, if that's what we can do, and just try to do anything that we can to help that. No doubt about it. Now let's talk about S&T and Drury. Just played them a couple weeks ago. What were some of the takeaways from those two games a few weeks back to what we need to do this weekend to keep going, get a couple more victories, and solidify that seed in the conference tournament?
Yeah, I think Thursday night's game has a lot on the table. It's very easy for a team like us who We haven't been locked into the tournament, but we're looking pretty good at this point. S&T is on that bubble right now, so they're coming in with their lives on the line, so to speak. So they're going to come in with some extra fight, with some extra energy, with some extra fire that we have to match. This is a game that they need, but this is also a game that we need. We have goals of our own that we have to continue to work on a daily basis and a game by game basis. We know S&T is a dangerous team. I mean, they had us on the ropes early in our last game, so we know what we're capable of against them, but we also know what they're capable of against us. So it's going to be a matter of putting wills against will and who can impose on the other and who can execute their game plan the best. I'm confident with our game plan. I'm confident with our kids' ability. It's just a matter of coming out and executing and getting things done when we need to.
No doubt about it. And obviously, Drury coming on Saturday. I know you haven't really looked that far yet, but we all know what Drury's all about. We saw them 2 weeks ago. We know they're the number one team in the country.
They've only played one game since we played them, 2 games since we've played them. So it's not going to be anything new. When it's not broke, they're not going to fix it. They're 24-0 or something like that right now. So we know exactly what we're getting ourselves into. Now it's up to us to be able to make the adjustments from game one and just show that advancement. Just show that we are a mature enough team that we can get better, that we can improve even this late in the game. We can't have the mindset that, just because we only have, when we play Drury, we only have 2 games left, in the regular season, that we still need to do exactly what we've been doing the entire time. When you play teams of that caliber, you've got to be able to adjust, and you have to be able to perform in those adjustments, not just make the changes, but be successful in those.
Plus, we got them right here on our home court at the Simon Center. Big difference.
Yeah, that place is tough to play at, and they've got a nice arena. They got a good crowd when the lights are on. It's a different environment, and it can be intimidating. And I think that was the first time that this team has played in an environment like that. So, it was a good eye-opener. At the same time, I think it's going to wake us up and kind of show us what we're getting ourselves into here in a few weeks once we go over to Edwardsville for the conference tournament. So, you love to learn lessons and get a win. Sometimes you got to get beaten up a little bit to learn and grow and go forward. So, we're taking every opportunity as a learning moment just to make ourselves be better, so that way, when March comes, we're playing our best basketball.
No doubt about it, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow night for Thousand Saints.
Sounds good. We'll see you there.
Collin Lanam joins us as he always does. Once again, Thursday night, Thousand Saints night. Note on the start time, we move it up a half hour, so the women will start at 5 o'clock on Thursday against Missouri S&T. Have all sorts of great things going on all night long. Biggest thing is we want to pack Simon, and we want to raise a ton of money for Kids Rock Cancer. Saturday, normal start time against Drury, 1 o'clock. Both games will be on Saints Vision. If you can't make it there, you'll be able to follow us on Twitter at Maryville Saints. We'll keep you updated all weekend long about our women's basketball team. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.